Okay, we're going to solve linear equations. In this video, we're going to discuss some special case scenarios, and also we're going to solve exercises involving division. So the type of special cases that you're going to get sometimes are, number one, if you get 0 equals 0. When you get that answer at the end of an equation, that means there are infinite solutions, and basically any number that you can use is a solution. So instead of providing an answer, what you need to explain is that you have infinite solutions. All of the numbers in this case are solutions. You explain that by writing s dot equals r. That means all the numbers, all the real numbers are solution. The case scenario number 2 is if you get 0 equal but not 0. If you get 0 equal a different number, like 0 equals 3, for example, or 0 equals 4, or 0 equals minus 2. If you get different numbers, 0 equals a different number, then that means there is no answer for that equation. Like the exercise itself is inconsistent, it makes no sense, so there is no solution. That's the way math has to tell you something has no answer. So the way to explain that is by writing s dot equals and the symbol, which means empty. This is not a 0, this is the symbol empty. So those are the two case scenarios that you might find sometimes. Now let's see if we can solve equations involving those cases and also involving division. So exercise number 1. I'm trying to solve the following equation. Remember, solving an equation means find which number is the letter. So I need to find which number is x. So what am I going to do? This plus 5, I'm going to pass it to the other side as a minus 5. That's what I'm going to do first. So let's work on that. X divided by 2 equals 8 minus 5. Now I can subtract 8 minus 5, so I'm going to do it. X divided by 2 equals 8 minus 5 will be 3. Now what do I do next? This number 2 is dividing. You're going to pass it to multiply using parentheses. So that's your goal right now. Move the 2 to multiply in the following step. I'm going to put x. I'm not going to put divided by 2 because I'm moving that 2. I'm going to put equals 3 times 2. That's how you get rid of a division. You pass it to multiply on the other side. Now 3 times 2 is going to give me 6. And that will be the answer for this exercise. Let's do the next one. Exercise number 2. 12 divided by a minus 5 equals negative 2. So same thing. Before I move stuffs on this of this fraction, I first need to leave the fraction alone. So I'm going to move this minus 5 to the other side as a plus 5. Remember that when you move things, you change the sign, except if you pass to multiply or divide. So I have 12 divided by a equals negative 2 plus 5. So 12 divided by a equals negative 2 plus 5. Because they're different signs, you're going to subtract, and you're going to copy the sign of the greatest, which is positive because 5 is greatest. So 5 minus 2 will be 3. Now, what do I do with the division? The a that is dividing, you're going to pass it to multiply. Same as we did with the 2 that was dividing, we pass it to multiply. We always pass first the one that is dividing to multiply. So I'm going to multiply 3 with a. 3 times a is 3a. Then what do I do? Well, I move things. I'm going to move the 3a to the left. It's going to be negative 3a. And then I'm going to move the 12 to the other side. It's going to be negative 12. Now, this minus 3 that is multiplying the a, I'm going to pass it to divide. So it's going to leave me like this. A equals negative 12 divided by negative 3. What do I do next? Well, minus and minus will be plus. 12 divided by 3 will be 4. That will be the final answer for this exercise. A equals 4. That's how you solve that kind of exercise. Let's proceed with the next 2 exercises. Okay. Now, if you notice, we have a number outside of parentheses. This is a multiplication. If you see a parenthesis and you see something outside, that's a multiplication. This 2 is going to multiply the y, and it's also going to multiply the 5. It's not going to multiply the 4 because the 4 is outside of the parentheses, so the 4 is not going to be affected. But the y and the 5, yes. So 2 times y is going to give me 2y. And 2 times 5 is going to give me positive 10 equals 4. What do I do next? Well, this plus 10, I'm going to pass it as a minus 10 on the other side. I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to do it on the next step. So it's going to be 2y equals, I copy the 4, minus 10. Remember, I changed the sign when I moved something from one side of equal to the other one. Then 2y equals 4 minus 10 will be negative 6. They have different signs, so I subtract and I copy the sign of the greatest, which is negative. Now, what do I do with this number 2? This number 2 is multiplying the letter, so I'm going to pass it to divide. It's always passing to do the opposite thing. Remember, when you pass to divide, you don't change the sign. So this 2 is going to stay positive once you pass it to multiply or divide, in this case dividing. So minus 6 divided by 2 will be negative 3. And that will be the answer for this exercise. Let's do the next one. 2x minus 6 divided by 5 equals minus 1. I cannot pass this minus 6 to plus 6 because it's been divided by 5. The bigger operation here is division by 5. This 5 is dividing everything up. So I need to get rid of the 5 first. How do you get rid of a division? Well, you pass to multiply. So I am going to pass the 5 to multiply. I'm going to leave the other ones up. 2x minus 6 equals. This 5 is going to multiply on the other side. So it's going to be minus 1 times 5. Then we just multiply. 2x minus 6 equals minus 1 times 5, negative 5. Now that we don't have divisions, now we can move things. I'm going to move the negative 6 as a plus 6 on the other side. So 2x equals minus 5 plus 6. 2x equals minus 5 plus 6 will be positive 1. Then this 2 that is multiplying the x, I'm going to pass it to divide. When a number is right next to a letter, you pass it to divide. So it'll be 1 divided by 2. 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So that will be the answer for this exercise. X equals 0.5. Let's solve the next ones. Okay. In this case, I don't have a number outside. I have only the sign. So this sign is going to multiply both of the terms inside parentheses. So minus times x will be minus x. Minus times plus 9, minus and plus will be minus 9, equal 4 minus x. What do I do next? Well, when we have numbers and letters mixed, we need to order them first. We pass all of the letters to the left and all of the things that are only numbers to the right. So minus x, because it's a letter, is going to stay there. But the other minus x, I need to move it. So it's going to change to positive x, equal. The 4 that is a number, I leave it there. But this minus 9 on the left, it should not be there. I need to pass it to the right side. So it's going to change to plus 9. Then we perform operations. Minus x plus x will be 0. I'm not going to put 0x because 0 is 0. I just put 0 as an answer. 4 plus 9 is 13. Now, do you see that I got 0 equals a different number? What did we do in that case? When we get 0 equals a number, we know that there's no solution, and we write that thingy to explain that there's no solution. Yes? Because the exercise is inconsistent. That's what I'm going to do. I know that I didn't get 0 equals 0. I didn't get an answer for x. I got something that is a nonsense. Obviously, 0 is not equal to 13, right? I know that thing is not true. So what I'm going to put is no solution. No solution. I know that this exercise has no solution. If it had, then 0 would have to be equal to 13, which is not the case. No solution, another way to say it is s dot equal the symbol for empty set. Symbol for empty. And that's it. That's basically the answer for this exercise. Now let's do the next one. I have a multiplication in here, 2 times x and 2 times 1. So we're going to do that. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. Equal. I copy the rest. 2x plus 2. If you notice, we got the same things. If we organize, we move the letters to the left, So this 2x stays there, but this one I pass it to subtract because it's positive. So be negative on the other side. 2x minus 2x equal this one that is plus 2, because it's just a number, I need to pass it to the right side. But because it's plus 2, it's going to change to negative 2. Yeah. Now first I'm going to copy the one that was already there. Positive 2 was already there. But this other positive 2, I'm going to pass it to subtract as a minus 2. Yes. So I'm going to put minus 2. The first 2 is plus 2 that I already have. And the second one is the one I moved. So what do we do next? We perform the operations. 2x minus 2x will be 0. Yeah, because I'm subtracting the same thing. 2 minus 2 will be 0. Now do you notice that I got 0 equals 0? If you remember the first explanations, this will be the special case number 1, where all numbers are solutions. All numbers are solutions. All numbers are solutions. And you can write it that as s dot equal r, which means all of the numbers. That capital R means all of the numbers. The solution is all of the numbers. In the other case, this other symbol means nothing. Okay, solutions, nothing, right? In the other one, solutions, all of the numbers. That will be the answer for exercise number 6. Now let's do the rest. Let's do these other exercises. So number 7. We have several letters in here, yes, and we have a couple of numbers. First, we need to order them. Letters on the left side, numbers on the right side. So 6n stays there, 4n stays there, but this n, I'm going to move it. It's going to be negative n once I move it. The 23 stays there, but this plus 5 should not be there. I'm going to move it. It's going to change to minus 5. Remember, when you move something, the sign changes. Now that I have letters on the left side and numbers on the right side, I'm going to do the operations. 6 plus 4, 10, minus invisible 1, it will be 9, n. 23 minus 5 is 18. So to find n, I need to pass the 9 that is right next to it to divide. So it will be 18 divided by 9. 18 divided by 9 is 2. That will be the answer for this exercise. N equals 2. Now, what about the other exercise? Well, there are a lot of parentheses in there, right? Each parenthesis is going to represent a multiplication with the number outside. So I'm going to multiply 7 times x and 7 times negative 3. Not only that, do you see there's a minus 2 in here? That minus 2 is going to multiply x, is going to multiply 1 also. This minus 3 is going to multiply x, is going to multiply negative 2. So I have a lot of multiplications to do first. Let's do those multiplications. Yep. So 7 times x will be 7x. 7 times negative 3 will be negative 21. Minus 2 times x will be minus 2x. Minus 2 times positive 1, minus and plus is minus. 2 times 1, 2. Minus 3 times x will be minus 3x. You just copy the number and the letter. Minus 3 times minus 2. You see there's a double minus. Double minus is plus, yes. And 3 times 2 will be 6. Now this thing, double minus is plus, that only happens in multiplication and division. If you have a subtraction or you have an addition, yes, like you see like something like minus 3 minus 2, in that case it's not going to be positive. The answer will be minus 5 because you're not multiplying. But if they're multiplying, then yes, double minus will be plus and 3 times 2 will be 6. So that's the difference between subtraction and multiplication. So now that I have no parentheses, I am going to order the letters on the left, the numbers on the right. So letters are the only ones I'm going to put on the left. 7x is a letter, minus 2x is a letter, minus 3x is also a letter, but it's on the other side. So I need to move it. If I move it, the sign is going to change, right? Equal. Now numbers. The 6 was already there on the right side, right? So I'm just going to copy it. Positive 6. But the other numbers, I need to move them. Negative 21 is a number. I need to move it. It's going to change to positive 21. And negative 2, I'm also going to move it. It's going to change to positive 2. Now that I have letters on the left side and numbers on the right side, I can do the operations. 7 minus 2, 5, plus 3, 8, and I copy the letter x. Equal. 6 plus 21, 27. 27 plus 2, 29. How do I get rid of the 8? Well, I pass it to divide because it's right next to a number, it's multiplying. The opposite of multiplication will be division. So I pass the 8 to divide. Be 29 divided by 8. Now 29 divided by 8 equals 3.625. 3.625. That will be the answer for this exercise. And that is how we solve some more complicated linear equations.